it's Kathy Day here. I wanted to talk to you about what a Bluegrass Kids Academy is. If you have attended a Bluegrass Festival, you most likely have seen a Kids Academy listed on the schedule. Almost every Bluegrass Festival has a Kids Academy. It's a place for kids to learn more about their instrument, plus play music with other kids. It's a lot of fun for the kids, and I think it's really important as one of the ways to keep bluegrass music alive and in good hands. Last year when I went to the Val Bluegrass Music Festival, I met up with Ira Gitlin. He's a bluegrass musician, performer, and teacher in the Washington, D.C. area. He teaches the Kids Academy every year at the Val Bluegrass Music Festival in February in Framingham, Massachusetts. Here's our conversation. So the kids were here Friday night at 6 o'clock for an hour and a half. We had fiddles, mandolins, what else?
Well, banjos, guitars, and basses. And we have one kid who's decided he wants to learn dobro.
So every instrument that's in bluegrass is represented by these kids.
That's right. And some years we'll sort of widen the categories a little. We have had kids playing cello. And when the kid comes playing a cello, we won't turn them away, but we'll put it to bluegrass use. Either we'll have them playing the kinds of things on it you'd play on a fiddle, but of course an octave lower, or we'll have them playing the kind of things you play on a bass, the boom, 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 the basic pulse of the music.
That's Friday night. Saturday, 2 sessions on Saturday are each 2 hours, so that's another 4 hours on top of the 90 minutes Friday, and then some of Sunday morning, and then that's it. They go on stage as a band.
We take it onto the main stage and show off what we've been working on. We work on 2 songs. A few years ago when we started doing it here, we were working on 3 songs, and that was just a little too much for a 3-day festival. So we do 2 songs. Usually we'll do 1 instrumental, and often a fiddle tune, and 1 song with, singing vocals.
During the Bluegrass Festival, the kids' parents are enjoying the stage show, or jamming, playing music themselves, or catching up with friends they haven't seen in a while. Meanwhile, about 30 kids are in a room learning the lyrics to a song from Ira that they'll be playing on stage as their own band in less than 48 hours.
Can't you see that lonesome dove?
Can't you see that lonesome dove?
Flying from pine to pine.
Flying from pine to pine.
How long have you been doing Kids Academies?
I think the first one that I taught at was Gray Fox back in 2000. I wasn't running that one. I was just teaching banjo there.
Okay.
Brian Wickland ran that one, as he did for a good number of years.
So, how many years have you been doing the Kids Academy at Val?
I think the first year I did this one was 2004.
Okay.
So that would make this my 14th year. The Kids Academies might be run a little bit differently at different festivals, depending on who runs it and how long the festival is, but generally it's a bunch of kids and a bunch of teachers for the different instruments, and they usually will pick some songs to work on over the course of the festival, showing the kids things they can do on their instruments, getting them playing and singing together. So it's partly about what to do to play on their own instruments, but it's also about what it takes to play with other people to get all of the instruments to blend and to work together. And you can do that at whatever level the kid is playing at. If the kid has just started playing, you get them working on basic rhythm, basic concepts of, what is the beat, what are the chords, and if they can just do something simple with that, great, they're playing along. And then it can go on up from there, however complicated the kids' abilities will let them deal with.
Does it matter if they don't know how to read music?
I like to think it shouldn't matter. It depends on the teachers. So some teachers, especially for the violin family instruments, will tend to use written music for the students who are used to using that. But generally there's a strong component of understanding just the music by the feel, the rhythm, the sound of the chord changes, and that does not have to have written music. In fact, when the ones I run, I like to do it without written music at all, just because that's the way bluegrass really works. You know, it's
It is, yeah.
Yeah, you know that.
Really good point about the first words of every. Here's where we actually put the songs together. All of
The idea of Bluegrass Music Kids Academies has been around now for a couple of decades, and Ira Gitlin is now starting to see the fruits of the labor.
We've had some real good kids pass through it. One of my best ever private students was a kid that I first met the first year I did the Gray Fox Kids Academy, and it turned out his family lived in the Washington, D.C. area. He started at age 10, had never held a stringed instrument before, decided he wanted to try banjo. His parents were big fans. He ended up taking lessons from me for 5 years, ended up going to East Tennessee State University, which had a bluegrass minor program. Ended up playing for about 2 years with a professional band, the Dixie Beeliners. So he was a real success story. A fellow by the name of Etienne Cremieux, I think you may know him, a fiddle player. I don't know where Etienne is now, but he's played with various, serious bands. And they're both in their late 20s. And also recently, a young lady from Canada, Kaya, plays clawhammer banjo, which is the old-time pre-bluegrass style. And she writes her own songs, and I didn't really remember her, but she came up to me at the International Bluegrass Music Association convention last year where she was doing showcases, and she said that she had been one of my banjo students at the Gray Fox Kids Academy, and here she is in her early 20s playing professionally, so I felt really good about that.
Nice. That's great.
So I'm thinking like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
The kids met for 4 sessions, totaling just under 6 hours, between one session Friday night, 2 sessions on Saturday, and one early morning Sunday session before going on stage at noon in front of all the festival goers.
It's about getting kids interested in music and getting kids interested in the social aspects of music, the peer group, the idea that you can play music with other people that you've never met before just because you share the music in common. And that's the biggest thing.
It's a huge benefit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How are you feeling after being with the kids this long?
I'm a little tired out, but feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah.
And then maybe like
If the kid comes away from this remembering nothing of what we showed him on his instrument and just remembering that he had a fun time playing music with other kids his age, we have done our job.
Thank you for talking with us.
Well, thanks for taking the time, Kathy. I really enjoy what I do, and I know you enjoy what you do too.
Love the music.
Yeah,
And really
why
want
we
to
do
see
it.
it. Want to see it go on and on.
I believe it will.